All right. We are live. We're going to wait for everyone to come in. We got 5 minutes, but real quickly, I just released a 3% player prop in the NFL. CJ Stroud over passing yards. 3%. We're betting that up to my over 212.5. I just got over 207.5. I got down over 207.5, 208.5. 209.5. I was able to get 207.5, 208.5, and 209.5. These guys are good to Give me one sec. All right. We are good to go. We're going to wait a minute, let everyone get in, and then we're going to start. This is going to be a quick one, a quick steam room, because the game doesn't go. The games don't start for 3 hours. But I just wanted to knock one out really quick for you guys and let you know how the rest of the year is going to shape up for us and see if anything else came in. Let's let everyone get in here first, and then we'll take it from there. We got action today. I think I've given already 3 premium props for the NFL games. I've given 3 college basketball theme moves, 3 premiums actually. We've got the side and total in both NFL games today. We are loaded, and we're coming off a winning day, and it's been a kick-ass week. So, yeah, things are good. Just like we said, 2026 will be that year, baby. Ace 25. Don't forget, Ace 25. I can't believe they're still letting people sign up with that for the year and giving them the Blackjack course. So you get that Blackjack course for free. All right, let's go. Let's get some people in here. All right, let's go. We got another 2 minutes, and then we're going straight in. There will be no repeating of what did you play, what did you give? No. This is like perfect. If yet you should have perfect attendance like school. If you're late, straight to the dean. That's it. We're here to make money. We're not here to waste time. We don't have time to waste. I got a busy day ahead. All right, we'll give them 2 minutes, and we are live. Boom. All right, we'll give them another minute. And then we're going to do some damage. What a week. What a fucking week. And that's what's going to happen. After we had a losing Sunday. We lost last Sunday, and then you saw what happened. We fired 29 bets this week. We won 20 of those. 20 of 29. We picked up 30 units. But if you got buried last Sunday, that's what I'm talking about. Are you built for this? Are you going to be doing this for real? Are you really partnering up for 365? Are you really trying to be in that 0.5% that makes money doing this shit? or are you doing it for action? Because everyone's built for this when they're winning. When they're winning and we're cashing tickets and we're going 20-9 over 6 days, bro, it's easy. Everyone could be a winning sports bettor. Everyone's built for this. But what do you do when you're 20-9 and on that 7th day, you go 0-6? What do? Do you zoom out and say, whoa, I'm 20-15 for the week. What a good week. Mine is juice. I picked up 3+ units. That's a good week. Or did you get buried? Are you now 20-15 and you're buried, even though you cashed more than you trashed? That's the question you need to answer every single day. Because we do that for real here. We're here trading live. We're not here playing games. You know, I think I need to do a daily stream. I don't know what you guys feel, how you guys feel about that, but I think a daily Steam Room should be a must. I don't know how they have those Twitch and all that nonsense that those kids go and play live video games and shit. I think an hour a day leading up to back in Philly, we used to go into the office like 90 minutes before the night game started. So the game starts 7 p.m. Eastern. We'd get in there about 5:36 at the latest. Okay. We should have a Steam Room live that final hour where we can go over all the moves, what really happened throughout the day, what's coming in late, what are we doing? That's what is needed. Someone that actually is doing this live and going through game by game by game. Boom, this one moved because of that. This one moved because of that. This one's going to move in about 4 minutes. This one's dummied up because I could see off screen they're firing over here. That's what's needed. That's what's needed. And I think we got the right quarterback for that. I think so. And starting tomorrow, I just hired a full-time personal assistant. They begin tomorrow. So, yeah, good things on the horizon for us. I told you 2026 is going to be a record year. And we're putting it down. You're seeing how the Steam sheet's coming out every day. Now, today, again, no reason, because we're having the Steam Room live, and we're going to go over everything right here. And just to be keeping it real for you, I just don't have the time. But now, with the personal assistant, they're going to have the Steam sheet up every single day. Every day, they're going to have the Steam sheet up for you guys. So, boom. I'll just keep adding stuff in there. Going to keep adding stuff in there. So, here you go. Just going to tell you that now. That's it. Put that up there. Ace 25. Listen, anybody partnering up with me for the year, last chance, Ace 25. Make sure they get the Blackjack too. The Blackjack course is free. Take your time, watch it, save it. That shit is gold. I paid 5 dimes for that course. That will teach you so much that has to do with sports betting. All it is more volume because you're placing more bets in a smaller period of time. But the edge is basically the same. So risk management, you're going to learn so much. Plus, you're going to have the edge over the house every single time you walk into the casino if you master the system. Listen, it doesn't lie. Just go on to my Twitter. You'll see. There's a reason we can't play blackjack. I taught you everything in that course, and they're giving it to you for free. But if you need to pay your rent this week because next week or whatever, need games of the year, that nonsense, sorry. Go chase that bullshit that they're doing out there on the internet. We're not doing that. We do this shit for real. We actually make money betting sports. So we're going to do this for real. And here's how we do it. We know we're going to have a losing day, we're going to have losing weeks, and we're going to have losing months. That's during our most profitable years. That's going to happen. But we manage our risk so that we're able to survive any cold streak so that our edge materializes and produces profit. It's that easy. It's that easy. And the way we do that is by betting small in relation to our bankroll. That's it. Once you have an edge, and if you're a subscriber of mine, you have an edge, or if you're plus EV better, God bless you, then you decide your risk of ruin. And as a gambler, that's all that matters. What is my risk of ruin? What are the risks that I will be ruined? Because once you're ruined, you're out of action. You're done. So the goal is risk of ruin. Keep that low. How do we do that? 2 pieces of the puzzle. Bankroll, bet size. Bankroll changes, bet size doesn't. Here's what I mean. We take a percentage of bankroll. That's what we bet. We already determined that the first of the year. So let's say we start off with a $10,000 bankroll. How do we do it at Wager Talk? Well, we rate between 1x and 5x, 1% to 5%. That's not a bet size recommendation, because if you're betting 5% per play, you're going broke. I'm telling you that now. You're over betting your edge as a sports bettor. That's not my opinion. That's math. You can't outrun the math. That much I promise you. So if you got a $10,000 bankroll and you're betting, $100 a game, $200 a game, $300 a game, $500 a game, you're going broke betting $500 a game. And that's what, let's face it, most bettors that have a $10,000 bankroll, that's what they're doing. They're betting 300, 400, 500, 1,000. That they're a mathematical certainty to go broke. So here's what we do. We bet 0.25%. That's it. Of our edge. That's it. That's it. I love you. 0.25%. 0.25%. That's what we do. Okay? That's what we do. So 1%, 0.25 of bankroll. 2%, 0.50. 3%, 0.75. 4%, 1%. And a 5% play like we have in today's NFL, 1.25. So with a $10,000 bankroll, we're never betting more than 125. We've already established that on January 1st. So a 4% play comes out, boom, they're betting $100. My guys know what to do. That's it. When we double our bankroll, we reassess, or if we decline by 50%, we reassess. That's it. We work in with a 20% risk of ruin. That means even with the edge, we will double our bank 8 out of 10 times, but we'll still lose it 2 out of 10. That's with 400 units. You're still going broke 2 out of 10 times. Now, let's be honest. How many of us out there are betting with 400 units? How many of us out there are betting $100 on today's NFL game that have 4,000 in our pocket as our bankroll? Very few of us, right? You're over betting your edge. That's why your bookie continues to take your money. I'm just telling you that I'm keeping it real. This is love out of respect to you. I lost money every possible way betting sports. That much I promise you. My education has been my bankroll, losing it. I have an Ivy League education when it comes to betting sports. I am not talking to you as a figure of authority. I'm talking to you from someone that has experience. That's where I'm coming from. And I want my experience to help you avoid those pitfalls, because I could have been wealthy a long time ago. I had access to the best information. I could have grinded away and been wealthy a long time ago. But I kept over betting my edge. I had a $5,000 bankroll and I started betting nickels. What do I think is going to happen? I'm going to be able to sustain that? It's just like you see a guy that's 10-0, 15-1. What are they going to sustain that? What do you think? They're going to go 30-2? They're going to go 45-3, 60-4? Are you fucking serious? That's not happening. That's not happening. So even you guys starting out, don't let them fool you. All that nonsense. You know how much I get offered every single day? Every single day I get DM'd by different sports books asking me to do videos for them, to promote parlays for them, same game parlays for them. They will pay me to go on my Twitter and say blah, 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 take blah, 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 minus blah, 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 and put in your parlay at blah, blah, blah. And I won't fucking do it. They could keep their money. They could keep their money. Why? Because I'd be urging you to place negative EV bets. I'd be telling you to do the opposite of what you should be doing. No. That's not going to happen. Listen, you want to do this for entertainment and fun, have at it. Spend some money. That's what's going to happen. You're going to waste some money. We waste money on entertainment. Listen, when I was a younger guy, I used to like to go to the titty bars. That was entertainment. That cost me money. I liked shooting pool. That cost me money. Entertainment costs. Sports betting is entertainment. That's going to cost you. But if you're using it as an investment vehicle, then you owe it to yourself to do it the right way. Not for me, not for anyone else. You owe it to yourself. You work too fucking hard for your money, and shit ain't getting easier. Okay, the economy's not getting better. Inflation's not going away. And this I could promise you. You ready for this? This is a guarantee. This is an ace guarantee. This I can promise you. Shit's not getting cheaper. It's only going to get more expensive. That's how shit works. It's not getting cheaper. Now, sure, technology makes some things cheaper. You could get your phone cheaper today than 20 years ago, blah, blah, blah. That's nonsense. We know that. But the average shit is not. Everything will continue to get more expensive. All right? So if you're going to use sports betting as an investment vehicle, you owe it to yourself to do it the right way. And by doing it the right way, the only shot you have is by bet sizing correctly and avoiding negative EV bets. That means fuck the parlays, fuck the teasers that aren't plus EV, fuck betting for action, fuck the TV game, all that. Forgive my language, but we got to give some tough love. This is out of respect, bro. This is my respect to you. I owe you that. I owe you that because you're here tuning in. And you could be doing so many things right now, and yet we're hanging out. And I owe you that. Bro, I lost money every possible way. I had access to the best information. I was a runner on the strip at the Stardust at a time when they were the sportsbook center of the universe. They produced the first line for everything. And I had all that info right here in my palm of my hands. And I continued to lose bankroll after bankroll after bankroll, while the guys that were doing it the right way that I learned from kept making money year after year. I'm like, somehow their lives are improving. And I'm rich for a couple months. I'm living the dream at the clubs, buying nice shit. 3 months later, I'm freaking broke. I'm hustling money trying to get a bankroll together. That's the fucking truth. Okay? We've all been there. All right? Your bookie's up on you. Let's be honest. Every single one of you right here that are watching this stream, okay? Right now, we have 1,000 people right now on this where I'm watching it right now. Now, there's other platforms, so who knows how many people are watching. But right this screen that I'm watching, there's 984 people. This is what facts tell us. This isn't ace. This isn't my opinion. This is what the facts tell us. That right now on here, the absolute most, okay? We may have 5 winning bettors on here. Maybe. There may be 5 guys on. I'm one of them. So there's 4 more. There's 4 more. There's only 4. But now we're up to 1,006 right now. Only that 6 are profitable. The other 1,000, I'm telling you, this isn't disrespect. Please don't take this as an insult. You're not up money betting sports. Your lifetime earnings are negative. That much I promise you. You're down money betting sports. That's the truth. That's the math. Because about 10 years ago, 1% was profitable. 1% of all sportsbook accounts. Now that sportsbook's legal everywhere, that's been cut in half. It's now 0.5%. So all the new influx of sports bettors, that hasn't produced more winners. It's actually just produced more losers. So you understand. That's why all the content out there is aimed at losing information. It's aimed at free picks at -112, not urging guys to find -105 lines. It's urging parlays, same game parlays. And they're getting hundreds of thousands of followers and entertaining you with stupid fucking videos. Wow. And you know who's getting rich, right? You know who's getting rich, right? The sports book, the influencer. And you know who's paying for it, right? The 1,000 accounts right here. The 1,000 accounts. You guys are paying for the influencer to show off so he could show his shit off for you. Go back and look at 5 years ago. Look at that influencer stuff. And then look at that influencer stuff today. And then tell me how many winning bets he's produced for you over those 5 years. Go ahead, tell me. How did he make all that money? You know how he made all that money? By getting you to sign up at sports books. That's how he made that money. Go ahead. They're out there. You know the influencers. You know who they are. They're urging you to bet the parlays. They're betting the TV game. Let's do this for fun. Bro, this is the next epidemic. It was opioids before sports betting's next. People are losing a lot of money. The fun's over. So again, I'm not here to rain on everyone's parade. I'm here to tell you there is hope. If this dude from Philly who came out here with $600 has figured it out, you can too. You can too. It took me longer than it should have because I'm not disciplined, bro. I'm not. I have OCD. So there's good to that and there's bad to that. The positive of that is I'm obsessive. So if I get into something, I get into something. Like when I got into card counting, I didn't get into card counting. I lived card counting. I ate, slept, breathed card counting. I'm obsessive. But there's also the negative side of that. If you fall into something that's negative, you'll get obsessive over that. You know, I used to like ladies a lot. You know what I mean? Women were my weakness. And yeah, you go down that rabbit hole. We all been there. We've all been there. Thank God I don't have like alcohol problems or drug problems and shit. But, you know, I've been into gambling. That's for sure. I've gone down that rabbit's hole. So again, man, I just love spending this time with you guys. So now let's talk about what we have today. Let's make some money. Let's make some money. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what we have. The early stuff went off, man. I'll tell you what we took early. Let me give it to you. I gave out these props. I'm going to give you the props. I'll give you all kind of shit. I can't give you the 5%. That's disrespectful to the guys that paid for it. I gave the side and total. The package that's up right now at Wager Talk. It has the side and total for the Houston New England game. It has the side and total for the Rams Chicago. And it's got 3 or 4 player props. The strongest player props I shared in there. Now, obviously, people paid for that, so I can't share all that stuff. But I am going to share a handful of premiums with you. I'm going to share all the basketball that I gave out, anything else that comes in, okay? So let me tell you so far what I gave out in baskets. I think a lot may have started, but all I could do is read them off. We went under 147 and 146, Penn State, Maryland. We went under 151.5, 151, Florida Atlantic, Temple. And then we went Franz Wagner, the Orlando Magic Memphis game. Franz Wagner, we went over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And one that hasn't started yet. Those 3 started. I'm sorry. I don't know if you could get any live action if you agree with me, but we went under in the Penn State. We went under in Florida Atlantic. But one that hasn't started, American and Army, we went over. We went over 146, 146.5, and 147. That's American and Army. So yeah, that's what they steamed early. A couple other moves that I saw in the accounts. I saw Wichita State, but I don't like it. I actually liked the other side there. I liked South Florida a little bit. I saw UTSA in the accounts. I don't like it. I actually like Memphis. Like I said, I used the power ratings I used for college football. We finished number 1 in profit. NFL, number 1 in profit. Now I'm using the same ones for college basketball, the same guy that brings them out for me, and the NBA, okay? And if they don't match up with what's sharp, I pass. So sharp guys were on Wichita. My numbers showed South Florida. Sharp were on UTSA. Even during last call, I did with Ariel. She passed on the stuff from Westgate. They also had with UTSA. I actually like Memphis in that game. Who else? Wisconsin, Green Bay also was sharp. That didn't really fit into my numbers either. So I didn't use any of those for subscribers. Like I said, the only thing we went with was we went under in Temple, under in Maryland, over in American. And with Temple in Florida, I mean, there were 2-way total action. And even with Penn State, Maryland total, I saw steam on the over. I saw steam on the under. We went with the group I work with was on the under. And like I said, the total agreed with the Temple one too. But you'll see sharp action on both sides of some of these. Now, here's some of the props, NFL props. Okay. I told you, CJ Stroud, as soon as I logged in here, if you came early, you got it. We bet CJ Stroud over passing yards. Now, I gave him out good to -2, over 212, over 212.5. Forgive me. I got over 207.5, over 208.5, and over 209.5. I was on here when this thread started, right when it came in, telling you, I'm betting it right now. Over 207.5, over 208.5, over 209.5. They're willing to accept over 212.5. So we bet CJ Stroud over. Okay. We bet Woody Marks, longest rush, under 12.5. Good to minus 140. Okay. These are probably long gone. Our props do really, really well. Historically, you know how I've done in props. And finally, Kyron Williams, rushing yards went over 59.5. So 3 props, Kyron Williams, over 59.5 rushing yards, Woody Marks, under 12.5 longest rush, CJ Stroud, over 208.5 passing yards. Now, you may want to look at derivatives of those. For instance, like Woody Marks' longest rush, we went under 12.5. That's probably 11.5 right now, juiced, or 10.5. Maybe look at rushing yards for the game. They may not have been adjusted as much. So yeah, those are some of the props. Now, also up is the national championship game. I have the side and the total already confirmed. Both are 4% plays, so 1% of bankroll. That means if you have a $10,000 bankroll, you're betting $100. That's not going to make or break you. But guess what? When that bankroll gets to 20,000, all right, remember, bankroll, bet size. At 10,000, 1% of bankroll is $100. But when this gets to 20,000, 1% of bankroll is now $200. The risk doesn't increase. The bet size does, but the risk doesn't. That's the holy grail to compounding profit in sports betting. Until I grasped that, I wasn't a winning sports bettor. I was a winning sports bettor. I wasn't a profitable sports bettor. I knew how to win. I didn't know how to profit. When I finally figured that part out, dude, honestly, it's like you see in the movies. The heavens parted, the sun shined, like you heard the music, the harps in the background. Oh, like I just saw it so clearly now. It all made sense. And it didn't come to light until Blackjack. Because with Blackjack, if I get a fast dealer, bro, one-on-one, I'll get 200 hands in. In a 5-hour session, I'll bet 1,000 hands. For me to place 1,000 sports bets, dude, it took me 7 days to place 30. 7 days to bet 30. And I'm higher volume than most guys. So it took 7 days to place 30 sports bets. It took 5 hours to place 1,000 blackjack bets. I was able to see the long term in real time. So I was able to see, wait a minute, if I bet size correctly, and regardless of whether I won 5 hands, lost 5 hands, as long as I did what the math told me to do, they had no chance. Like I was going to make money. There was nothing they could do. I'm going to print money. Like, holy shit. Just turn the printer on. We're about to print. And that's exactly what's happened since. I don't win every session, just like I don't win every bet. I don't win every weekend I go play blackjack, just like I don't win every week I bet sports. And I don't have I won't win every month that I play blackjack, just like I won't win every month I play sports. But give me a statistical significant sample size, give me enough trips, enough hands, place enough bets, and my edge is going to materialize. And that's going to produce profit every single time. That's the holy grail to being a winning sports bettor if you have an edge. Don't get busted. Don't get busted. That's it. Don't get ruined. So determine your risk of ruin. You can have a 1% risk of ruin. Let me repeat that. You can have a 1% risk of ruin where you double your bank 99 out of 100 times, but you need 1,000 units to do that. What does that mean? That means if you're betting $10 a game, you need a $10,000 bankroll. How many out there with a $10,000 bankroll are firing $10? Nobody, right? Now you know why 99.5% of any sportsbook account that's ever been opened has negative lifetime earnings. Again, I'm not repeating myself because I watched Goodfellas and I want to be Jimmy Two-Time this morning. I'm repeating myself because these are facts. This is factual. 99.5% of any sportsbook account that's been opened has negative lifetime earnings. Now, I know everybody wins on Twitter, everyone wins on Instagram, everyone wins on TikTok, but in the real world, where sportsbooks have to show their balance sheets when they're publicly traded companies, I can promise you 99.5% of accounts are losing. That's correct. And many of those have an edge, just like I did when I was losing money. Why though? Why? Because I kept over betting my edge. That's it, baby. That's it. Now, let's get to the NFL so I can get you guys out of here because I want to go eat breakfast. I got 2 hours till the game. We're good. We're good. Let me see if anything else came in. You want to hear something funny? I got live parlays. I got this great account, amazing account. Minus 110 on 6-point teasers. Kelly in Vegas, I love you. She gave me the account. Okay. Great account. So I put parlays in there. I put some negative EV shit. You know what I mean? Got to be fair. I'm not greedy. And now all of a sudden I have 2 parlays that are pending. $125 to win $5,100 and $125 to win $3,900. I need 2 on one and 3 on the other. And there are NFL today. Ain't that a beauty? Let's go. Subscribers, cheer in a good day. And Ace is going to have a score. All right, let's get to that NFL. I know why you're here. I know why you're here. Let's get to it. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk. Ace 25. Don't forget. Ace 25. All right. Ace 25. If our goals are aligned. If they're not aligned, don't jump on board. I'll disappoint you. If your goal is to be in the 0.5% that's profitable December 31st and you're built for this, we're going to make some money. But don't tell me you're built for this when I win for 2 straight weeks, then I lose for 1 day, have a terrible Sunday like last Sunday, and all of a sudden you're crying I'm broke. We can't have that. We can't have that. Because since Sunday, we've gone 20-9. We've picked up 30 units. But if you went broke, I can't help you. Okay? So let me give you some more college basketball, any NBA, so we could just get to the NFL. Let's look at NHL too. Why not? Why not? All right, let's knock the NHL out first. There's only 3 games. What do I got for you in NHL? I got nothing. I got nothing. Nothing in NHL. Nothing. The only thing is sharp is Ottawa, but that number's gone. They took Ottawa plus 120, but you can't get better than that shit. It's minus 105 at most places. No. I mean, Westgate's got plus 108. So if you loved it, you know, maybe look there, plus 108. If you could get plus 110, but they locked in 120. So yeah, that's not a bet. Don't take bad numbers, dude. Get your money in good. Get your money in good. That's the key. If you place a good bet, listen, you can't control the outcome, but you know if you placed a good bet, you can't control it. You can't control if the ref fucks it up, if the head coach messes it up, if someone drops a ball, if there's a fumble, there's so much randomness. Someone gets hurt in the first play, so much randomness. But you can control whether you place a good bet. It's very easy to tell. Did you beat the market? Did you get closing line value? How'd that go for you? Are you consistently beating the market? That's what makes you mathematical certainty to be profitable. That's it. That's it. So let's go to the NBA. NBA, I don't think there's anything in the NBA. NBA, odds logic, use the information, have an off-screen out that's slow, and bet the information. It's that easy. I did it. Cooge, if you're watching, I know you did it with your odds logic screen. It takes time, but you made some money doing it. But you just have to have time. When the injuries come in, bet it real quick. At least you'll get a 5-6 point middle at the very worst. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? All right. They went under in Houston, New Orleans, under in Houston, New Orleans. What else? What else? Hornets. The Hornets is sharp. Hornets at like +2.5, +3. Hornets is sharp. That's it. Those are legit. Those are legit. And maybe under in the Kings. Under in the Kings a little bit. Under in the Kings a little bit. College basketball, I already gave you. Wisconsin, Green Bay, I don't like. I actually like South Florida, but Wichita sharp. I like Tulsa myself over UAB power ratings, but again, not confirmed, so I didn't use it. And I like Memphis, but UTSA is supposed to be sharp. All right. Damn, 1,001 on Denver someone's got? Fuck. With that kind of equity, bro, you got to make money. If you don't make money, you're doing it wrong. I love you, bro, but you're doing it wrong. Nah, I hope you crush it, bro. What a great bet. What a great bet. God bless. I love hearing that shit. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Good for you. All right, let's go. Patriots, Texans. Here's what I could tell you. Here's what I could tell you. A lot of money on. I know there. I don't know how all the percentage sites or sports books are saying all New England when I'm looking at a back end of a book and this book has nothing but Houston money. They have nothing but Houston action. They got like, I'm telling you, like 8 out of $10 is on Houston. He actually has 3 as his spread and -110 both ways. So obviously this book's heavy on Houston. Superbook's at 3. They're giving you Houston now +105. See, but it's like I said from last week. When you get to this late in the season, in NFL, in college football, you're not one-sided. When the game kicks off, you're close to 50-50. Early in the week, yeah, you're one-sided. But by the time it kicks off, you get balance. And that's going to, you're going to, just like you heard early in the week, it's all Indiana, all Indiana, all Indiana. Yeah, because the line's moving that way. So if you like Miami, why would you bet it? You're going to sit back, wait in case you could get 9. What the fuck? What, you're not stupid. Excuse me. But by tomorrow night, they're going to be closer to 50-50. That's why I don't understand why people are always want to know what the books need, what the books need. What the books don't need nothing. The books don't need nothing. Let me explain to you a bet that I saw right now in this back end. This is why the books don't need nothing. Okay. This is what this gentleman bet. This is crazy talk to me. Okay. This person put in a bet in the Penn State Maryland game. They bet the total. Okay. The total was -146.5. They didn't go under 146.5 -110. Instead, they went under 148.5 at -150. Okay, let me repeat that. So the total's 146.5. They didn't feel comfortable laying -110. So they didn't think there was greater than a 52.5% chance that it goes under 146.5. But they were willing to buy 2 points, lay 150 to take it to 148.5. So this is what they're saying. In reality, here's what they're saying. Okay, let's just break this down. At 148.5 -150, the break even 60%. So now they have to hit higher than 60% for that to be a decent bet. So here's what they're telling you. That bettor concluded that at 146.5, there's not greater than a 52.5% chance that it goes under. But at 148.5, there's greater than a 60% chance. Do you understand that? So they don't think there's more than 52.5 that it goes under 146.5, but they do think there's greater than 60% that it goes under 148.5. So they think that 2 points is now increasing their confidence by 7-8% that it'll now stay under because of one layup. One single layup in a game that's expected to have 150 points scored. Do you understand why the books don't need shit? Why the books just need to be open? When bettors are placing these kind of bets, the books don't need anything. They don't need nothing, because this person is probably a lot smarter than me. I have a high school diploma, barely, okay? This dude's probably got a degree and probably has more money than me. He's smarter than me. But put him in a casino setting and all reason goes out the window. Put me in a casino setting, I become the alpha male. I'm the predator. That's the difference. That's the attitude you have to have, that I'm only betting from a position of strength. And that's betting from a position of weakness. That's weakness. That's saying I can't beat that number, but I'll buy points to beat it. Now at 150, I can beat it. But at 110, I couldn't. Bro, like I said, don't ask what the books need. The books don't need shit. They don't need anything. They just need to open their doors and let the bettors walk in. That's it. That's all they need to do. Bro, the bettors are laying in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, there are going to be guys out there and girls that are laying minus 115, minus 120 on the Super Bowl coin toss. We all know it's 50-50, but they're going to lay 120. They're going to do it. Doctors are going to do it. Lawyers are going to do it. Rocket science, well, maybe they won't. They're quants, so maybe a rocket scientist won't do it. But a lot of educated people are going to do it. Why? Because you put them in a casino setting, and here's what they think. I'm gambling. What does gambling resort to? Luck. So all of a sudden, they're hoping for luck. They're not hoping to figure out how to win. Is there an advantage? They're now in the hope business. Bro, you can't be in the hope business and make money gambling. If you're hoping they kick this field goal, if you're hoping to get that backdoor cover, you're in the wrong business, bro. You got to be in the certainty business, not in the hope business. That's the difference. Every bet I place, I'm confident in. Every single one. I know I'm placing a good bet. And when I don't, I know it. I know I've placed a bad bet. I'm not going to win every good bet. Dude, good bets lose all the time. Listen, I live on top of a casino. I could walk downstairs right now and someone's going to hit a number on roulette and they're going to celebrate. Fuck yeah, great bet, great bet. They put $10, they won $350. Looks like a good bet, right? But we all know there's 38 numbers on a roulette wheel, at least. So unless they're getting 40-1, that's not a good bet. Bro, you got 35-1, there's 38 numbers there. If you got 38-1, that would be a fair bet. It's now a coin flip. At 40-1, it's a great bet. But at 35-1, it's not a good bet. Good bets fucking lose all the time. Bad bets win a lot. But if you're going to continue betting, then the only thing you need to focus on is placing good bets. If all you're going to do is bet today, then the number doesn't matter. Nothing matters except winning that bet. Forget all the knowledge, all the experience. None of that shit matters. Line movements, closing line value, half points, none of that shit matters. The only thing that matters is winning that bet. But brother, if you're going to place a bet tomorrow and next week and next month and next year, then you need to focus on the process. And the process needs to be placing good bets, not picking the winners. Because if you're still trying to pick the winner and not find any efficiencies in the market, then you need to be a psychic. This is the wrong industry for you. Because I haven't met anyone that can pick winners. I don't know anybody that can pick the outcome of sporting events. Nobody can. The closest we can do is come up with a number that determines probability. And we know it's going to be off because the average NFL line finishes 10 points off the point spread. And that's pretty efficient. We know how efficient the NFL market is. And even the NFL, on average, the game ends 10 points off the spread. And we all talk about, you know, that when it lands on the number, when the game's -3 and a team wins by 3, we're all like, Damn, how did Vegas know? How did Vegas know? Fuck, it's fixed. How did Vegas know? What about the other 14 games that didn't even come close today? No, what about those? They forgot to fix those? They didn't care about those? That's nonsense. Bro, they don't have to fix shit. They don't have to do anything. They just have to open their doors. I just told you. I just gave you a perfect explanation of why. There are people out there that are willing to buy 2 points on a college basketball total and lay 150. Why would you have to fix anything? Now, there's individuals that are out there trying to make money, sure. What the fuck? That's going to happen. That's been happening since the beginning of time. People are corrupt. So you put a corrupt human being in a situation that has to do with cash, and something's probably going to happen. That's been happening forever. Now that we have the spotlight on it, we're just catching it more often. But if you think it wasn't happening before, you're nuts. And now they have more options. You could bet more player props. So even a guy down on the bench could put a bet on himself if he wants to. But come on. Let's see if anything sharp came in. I can't stay. I'm going to stay another 5 minutes. Give you another 5 minutes. And we got to go over the NFL. I got to give you the NFL. Now, I know I can't give it to you for free, but I could give you what I could give you. You know that. I love you guys. And thank you. Thank you for spending this Sunday with me. God bless us all. God bless you and your families more than anything else. That's the answer right there. God's the answer. This is all distraction. This is temporary. This is temporary. About where we live here. And I'm not here to preach, but I'm just telling you. Through my 30s, and I think like everyone else, I attacked every self-help book in the library. Back then, it was at Borders. Every self-help book. Why? Because we're looking for the answer. That you do that in your 30s, in your late 20s and 30s. You're looking for purpose. You're looking for the answer. You're like, what the fuck does life mean? And you're looking for a purpose. And you spend all that time reading all that stupid shit. And I'm going to tell you, a Harvard professor put it best. He said, every single self-help book is a footnote of the New Testament, of the Bible. Every answer to living a simple life is in there. And I'm just telling you, I don't know what religion anyone is out there. That's your business. But I urge you, if you if you have questions and you seem lost, just pop open that New Testament. Give yourself a shot. I promise you. Look at it from a new angle, from an adult's point of view. You just may get that faith of a child again. Remember how awesome that was? What's better than the faith of a child, bro? I'd do anything to have the faith of a child again. There's nothing more better than that. That's priceless. It's like when I go to the casino and I see someone who placed their first bet on a book and they're cheering it in and they're cheering it in. They're running with that running back. He's running in for a touchdown. They're running down the aisle at the sports book with them because they got their $10 fucking ticket and they're going to cash it. Bro, nothing makes me happier than that when I see that because they're feeling it. And I'd give anything to feel like that again. I would have to put my life's risk my life's earnings to feel like that. Like when you've bet as long as I have and you've won every way, lost every way, like it's hard to, and you're betting the right way with discipline. It's hard to get excited. Like it's just, if anything, you're like fast forward to the final score. I don't even watch the shit. But when I see those young guys that place their first bet, man, and they're like, yes, and they're so into that game because they're cashing it, bro. Nothing makes me happier than that, dude. I would do anything to have that feeling back. I would do anything to have that feeling back. And I don't know how to get it back. Like I said, I would have to risk. I would have to take some very, very, very foolish and irresponsible risks, I believe, to feel what those young men feel. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. Now, again, let's get into these two games. And like I said, Ace 25. And I'm not trying to sell anybody. Seriously, most of you here, I got like over 2,200 people. There's only a handful of you that should be partnering with me for the year. Most aren't funded correctly, and most don't have the discipline. And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I didn't have it forever. So seriously, don't waste your money. Like I do a lot of free shit. Watch all the free stuff. I'm going to share as much information as possible. But for anyone that's using the Ace 25 and teaming up for me, like be ready to take this seriously. Like honestly, we have fun and we joke around and shit. But when the Super Bowl is over, the SteamRoom is going to be on Saturdays. And we're going to go 2 hours some days because I want to be there to answer all your questions and actually make sure I do everything I can so that every one of you is profitable if we're profitable. So that if we have a winning year, you have a winning year. So again, all bullshit aside, like, don't jump on board because you're getting excited now. Don't jump on board because I inspired you. I don't want that, dude. Honestly, like, I appreciate you. I appreciate the loyalty. I appreciate you wanting to support me. I love you for that. I do. But it's not for everyone. Like, not everyone's built for this. I found out I'm not built to be a long-term investor. Like, I found that out. I'm a trader I'm built to be a trader. I'm in and out. I can't hold shit for years. So like, I got lucky with crypto because I put it in cold storage, and I'm not technically savvy. So I didn't even know how to get it out of there and trade it, or else I would have lost that too. Like, I'm a trader. That's how I'm built. And I learned that about myself. But some people are more investors. Some people are bosses. Some people are employees. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to figure out who you are and what you're built for so that you don't keep running against the wall. You know, I want to see you progress, and I don't want to see you waste your money and lose to your bookie and then have to pay me too. That's nonsense, bro. I don't want that, dude. I swear to you. I swear I would rather you. There's charities out there. 3 Square. They're not doubling up your donation, but still, you feed a lot of people for very little money through 3 Square. There's the Shriners. I just signed up for Shriners for this year. I always do St. Jude's. Like, there's good people doing good work out there that your money could go to a lot better. Like, it would do a lot better for you and for humanity than giving it to your bookie. Your bookie's just fine. Like, so if you're going to do this, doing it for real, and you are partnering up for me, take this seriously. Follow my bet size recommendation. Like, be built, be ready to do this right. I don't want you gambling. Seriously. I really don't. So let's go. Yeah, you can make money laying minus 200. The true line just has to be about minus 250. That's just what it comes down to. You can make money laying minus 1,000 if the true lines should be minus 1,200s. That as long as the bet you're making, your implied win probability is greater than the number. So a minus 200 is the break even 67%. So if you conclude that team A, fighter A, has a 70% chance of winning, you lay that 200 all day. That's a plus EV bet. That's value. And the market will let you know if you're right. Don't worry about that. All right, let's get to that NFL. Here's where I'm surprised. Like I said, I see a lot of Houston action, a lot of Houston money today. And we talked about that throughout Wager Talk today and on last call, that the public still hasn't spoken. They still haven't even spoken for Indiana and Miami yet. That's going to come in tomorrow. They're betting NFL today. They're not fucking with tomorrow. Maybe some teasers, some parlays, but it's all about NFL today. So I'll tell you straight out, I bet the over. I bet the over in Houston and New England. I gave the over out on Wager Talk today. We went over 40 and a half. It's now 41. And the reason was simple. I thought the bias was towards the under because of the low scoring of recency for these teams. But more importantly, it's the defense. Both are so much stronger defensively than offensively. And usually that's the perfect storm for value. So you have the recency bias of low scoring games. You're going to get a lower total than usual. Then you have 2 very well-known defensive-minded teams. Houston has the number 1 most efficient defense against the number 6 strength of schedule. So they're legit. And New England's got the 8th most efficient defense compared to the 11th offense. So you have real good defenses. So the bias is towards low scoring, but the total's already been adjusted lower for the recency bias. But wait a minute. The defenses guarantee low scoring games? I don't think so. Defenses create turnovers. Defenses create short fields. Defenses create a lot of scoring opportunities if you got good defense. So I like the over, but what I can tell you is the under in the first half did get steamed. One of the accounts that I provide did bet under in the first half. So the under first half is sharp. That much I can tell you. I'm just looking to see if we got anything new in. Nothing else. So like I said, I like nothing else. Just CJ Stroud passing yards and Franz Wagner. Like I said, I like the over myself. Here's the bottom line. When you look at Plays per game, Houston ranks top 5. All right. And opponents' plays per game, New England's top 5. This is going to be the telling sign. Is Houston able to keep the ball and control the offense, or they're going to be 3 and outs? If Houston's able to control the ball and move their offense, we're going to get points out of this. We'll get points, because I do think New England's going to score, even against this tough defense of Houston. I think you're going to get some points out of New England. They're at home. You have a quarterback that's top 3 in efficiency in passing success rate, and you have an offense that only put up 16 points last week. But behind that, they put up 38, 42, 28, 31, and 33, 26, 27, and 28. So prior to putting up 16 points, only once did they put up less than 27. So New England's been putting up points. And Houston, even though they went under last game, when you zoom out a little bit, they're 3-3 last 6 as far as the total goes. So the number becomes the great equalizer. I like the under there. As far as the side goes, sharp action on both sides. We saw New England -2.5 get bet. We saw Houston +3.5 get bet. When it gets this late in the season, there is no steam. The steam comes in team totals. The steam comes in first halves. The steam comes on second halves. Player props. Very rarely is it on side or total. You have to have your own conviction. Like yesterday, I didn't have conviction on either side or total. I went with I like the teaser. I thought we had a plus EV teaser, being able to take Seattle down to -1, 1.5, and Buffalo up to 7.5. That was a Wong teaser plus EV. That's the only reason I placed it. I didn't like a side there. I didn't have a total there. We passed. Today's different. My power ratings reflected a value on each side and each total. I had to bet it. I have to bet it. I trust those numbers that put us number 1 in profit in college football, NFL, and we're about to do it in college freaking basketball. Now, Rams and Chicago. Here's the bottom line with this. We heard at Westgate, they need Chicago because of the risk they have on the Rams. Now, that's not surprising. It's a little surprising because Chicago has such a big fan base here in Vegas that you usually get a lot of Chicago money, but the Rams are in LA. Like you're going to get Rams money. Even when they went to St. Louis, when the Rams were in St. Louis, when the St. Louis Rams won the Super Bowl, a handful of sportsbook employees, managers lost their job. Yeah, that really happened. Sportsbook managers lost their jobs. Here's why. Because the Rams were 4-0 that year. And even at 4-0, many books had them up still at 100-1. Because to start the season, they were like 200-1 or something like that. So they had them up like 100-1 still after a 4-0 team. And being from LA previously, even though they were in St. Louis, there was a ton of Ram fans here in Vegas visiting week in and week out. And they were betting, baby, on the Rams. And yeah, it cost the books a lot of money. So we'll see what happens here. I gave out the total as a best bet on it. Again, we're forced to give a best bet there. It did get steamed under 51, under 50.5, under 50. I kind of agreed with it. Here we have the opposite. Here the biases towards the offenses, where you have the power of both these teams is on the offensive side of the ball. Because you have the Rams, they had the toughest strength of schedule, number 1 toughest strength of schedule in all the NFL. And they had the number 1 offense. So you have the number 1 offense versus number 1 tough strength of schedule. That's legit. Chicago, top 10, top 15, barely 12th in efficiency in offense against 21st strength of schedule. So weak strength of schedule. Defensively, Chicago, 18th, Rams, 16th. So it's all on the offense. So you're going to get a line shaded towards that bias. And what's the bias? Towards the over. So we're going to get a higher total than we should. And that's what the books did. They put up 51, right? They put up 51. And it got steamed under right away. I still think there's some value even at this 49. I do. As far as side goes, listen, I don't like that. Chicago continues to outperform the betting market. It's the bottom line. On paper, this team's not supposed to be this good, right? But they are. They're winning. That's what's crazy. Again, on paper, they had the 21st toughest strength of schedule. They're barely a top 15 offense. They're barely a top 20 defense. That's the stats. That's not me. That's the stats. They have a quarterback who's in the bottom 5 in passing success rate, bottom 5. And that's one of the metrics that has the highest correlation to winning football games. And he's in the basement, but they're winning somehow. Can they sustain it? You're not supposed to be able to do that. But somehow, some way, this team's doing it. And that's impressive. That's the bottom line. So, with all that said, anyone real confident out there on either of these games? Anyone feel like they're unloading like I did? That's what I want to know. Any real confidence? And I'm going to look at props real fast, and then I'll let you guys out of here. Let's look at some of these props. Any new ones? You guys are awesome, baby. Yeah, both overs yesterday. And you know, here's what's crazy. We've gotten overs in this year's playoffs. And remember what the talk was coming into last week? Forgive me. Just bet the under in the playoffs. Just bet the under in the wild card round. In fact, it was like going back to 2001. So it was 25 years that if you just bet the under in the wild card, you cashed 7 out of 10 tickets. It was something like that. And if it was the first time they're meeting, it was close to like 8 out of 10. And what happened? Over. Yesterday, over. That's what markets do, bro. That's what markets do. So the markets will remain irrational longer than we can. That's the problem. We like rational as humans. I'm looking at these props for you. Any last good stuff that came in? Wow, nothing. I guess bettors already knew what they liked, huh? All right, so let me repeat mine for you guys. Here's what I gave out today. My props in the package. CJ Stroud passing yards over 208.5, good to 212.5. Woody Marks longest rush under 12.5, good to minus 140. Kyron Williams rushing yards over 59.5. The college basketball game that hasn't started yet, American and Army, I went over 146.5 and good to 147. All right. Unloading on Rams. They're liking the Rams. Rams. I'm hearing Rams. Well, I do have them as the second best team in the NFL, and I will tell you this. Power rating wise, the Rams should be about a 4-point favorite. 3.5, 4. So power rating wise, they are there. Now, again, tomorrow we have the national championship. The sign-in total is available for you already there. Next week, the UFC starts. You saw what happened. I had only the second losing year. I tell you when I win and I tell you when I lose. Going into last year, I had 5 years of history documented in the UFC. 4 of those were profitable, and I finished number 1 or number 2 in profit. Last year, I lost. It was my worst year in MMA. It cost me us having such a good year. I crushed other sports, but MMA killed me. So what do I expect? To progress to the mean this year. And what are we going to do? Right back to having a winning year. This is when you jump on MMA after a losing year. And if you watch UFC on the line, make sure you watch it Wednesday. You're going to see the hype they're going to give your boy for what he did on that show last year. We've now had 7 seasons. I profited 6 of those. on TV, 6 or 7 seasons. And last year, the way I closed them out, those last 2 shows, letting shit ride, bro, that was epic shit. Watch UFC on the Line this week. A lot of fun. So again, I want to thank you for hanging out with me over this last hour. SteamRoom will be on Sunday until the Super Bowl because I want to be there for you with all those player props and for the conference championships. Then we will move to Saturdays for college basketball and MMA and all the live stuff, second half stuff. And again, what's most important, what I wanted you to take away most is the conversation about risk management, about determining why you bet. Are you betting for profit or are you betting for action? There's nothing wrong with either answer. It's just being honest so that you make the best choices. Again, the life you're living today is the result of choices you made 2, 3, 5, 10 years ago. Make good choices today. 3, 5, 10 years from now, you'll thank yourself for it. So decide why you're betting. Don't bet for action. If you are, know it's going to cost you. If you're using it as an investment vehicle, you owe it to yourself to do it the right way. Ace 25, God bless you and your families. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Whether we cash them or I hope you cash them. Don't trash them today. Whether you follow or fade, baby. UFC package is up. There's 2 plays in there already, a 5% that I fired. Like I said, we ain't fucking around this year. Here to break a record. Thanks again. I appreciate you all, bro. I appreciate you. God bless you. You and your family. Stay safe. Cash a ticket. Don't make any bet me more significant than it should be. Again, tomorrow we're going to be talking about next week's matchups. Don't make this game matter more than it should. God bless you. Love you all. Thank you.